So maybe you've been looking to move to Tennessee and you're really not sure where you want to move in Tennessee and you're not sure what you can afford. Maybe Nashville's kind of gotten out of the price range because it's over $1 million, or Franklin is overpriced. And I found a place here in Columbia, Tennessee, where it's just off the interstate called Bear Creek Overlook. It's a hidden place that you may not know about yet, and it's still an affordable option if you're looking at either single family homes or even townhomes that they have out here at Bear Creek Overlook. We're going to take a look at that right now. And before we get started, though, I want to remind you, you want to stick around to the end because I'm going to show you a couple of cool things about this particular location that's going to help you make your decision a little bit easier if you're wanting to make a quick commute up to Nashville. Let's get started. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time to the channel and you're wanting to know everything there is to know about Tennessee or about affordable places in Tennessee, or at least a little bit more affordable places in Tennessee, feel free to click the subscribe button, click the bell for notification, and then you'll get notified every single time we have a new video. I'm Michael, and Joshua, Caleb, James David, our team, we get calls from people just like you from all over the country looking to make their move to Tennessee, and they're just really not sure where to go or what to do, and they have questions. So they reach out to us. We love answering those questions. If that's you and you're wanting to know more information about Tennessee or Middle Tennessee, Nashville, or even Columbia, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and we'll gladly help you find out a place that you can live, work, and play. Now let's get started. Like I said, we're here at Bear Creek Overlook, and it's a single family home side of the subdivision. We're also going to do another video. You can check that video out right over here called Bear Creek Glen. That's about townhouses, which are also kind of part of this master plan community. So before we get started kind of walking through all the nitty gritty details, let's look at the master plan. We'll jump over to the computer, take a look at that master plan now. Let's go. Okay, we're going to take a look today at the Bear Creek area and how long it takes to get to different parts of Nashville and around Columbia, how far it is to the grocery store, things like that. Just give you kind of a tour around Columbia a little bit and how far it is to get the places that you would typically want to get to. All right, so let's get started. First of all, we're going to take a look at the map here. You can see that going downtown, like Broadway, that kind of area, that's going to get you, somewhere around going up I-65, right around 36 minutes with no traffic. 45, I guess maybe if you're going downtown to work during rush hour, it could be a little bit longer, maybe an hour. But being right off the interstate makes it super convenient for you to be able to get the places that you need to get to if you're going to go downtown. Let's take a look at another one. Here's another one going to the airport. And as you can see, same thing, right off the interstate, going up I-65. Then you're going to take 440 up a little bit, and I-40 comes out, and the airport's right there. And not super far trip, maybe 40 minutes with no traffic. Could be a little bit longer, obviously, during certain times of the day, rush hour and things like that. Another interesting place that people love to go is to Nissan Stadium. You can see that right here. It takes about 35 minutes with no traffic to get to Nissan Stadium. Judas Park is right around here, which is a soccer stadium. And then Bridgestone Arena, which is the hockey arena, that is right around that area. And then off a little bit to the side over here is also like the Germantown area, which is where the Nashville Sound minor league baseball team play. So as you can see, there's all these different things right downtown, really 35, 45 minutes downtown, maybe a little bit longer with traffic, depending on what time of the day you're going to go. And those are super easy to get to because Bear Creek is literally right off of the interstate, right at 65 in Columbia. All right, let's keep going. As you can see, this is a little bit closer. If you're looking for a mall type place, the closest mall is going to be in Franklin. That is Cool Springs Galleria. It has your typical mall type foods, places to eat, things like, say, Cheesecake Factory and Ruth's Chris Steakhouse is up that way. There's other good steakhouses there too. There's a lot of great places to eat right around Cool Springs Galleria. And it's also the mall, so you can have pretty much everything that the mall experience gives you for shopping and those types of stores. Definitely, if you need an Apple store, that's the place you're going to be going for the Apple store if you live in Columbia. And you can see it's only about 21, 22 minutes with no traffic. And most of the time during the day, you're throughout the day, you're not going to have too much traffic, only during those rush hour times. All right, let's keep moving. This is, if you're wanting something closer, that's more like just there is in Spring Hill, there's a downtown market area, or like a outdoor mall type area where there's a Kohl's and a Target and good restaurants there. Those are more national chain restaurants, things like Cracker Barrel, Longhorns, and Outback, Olive Garden, things like that. Those are right around this area. So this only takes about 15, 20 minutes to get to. And you can take kind of back roads to get there, going up the back way and end up right over here on Saturn Parkway, which is where all of those things, it's called the Crossings. That's definitely a place people love to go. It's probably the closest to get most of the restaurant type bar areas that you want to go to. Okay, so next is if you want a grocery store, we have a couple different options on grocery stores. Kroger, which is probably the closest grocery store. I'm going to show you two different Krogers. This is one of the Krogers. This is up in the Port Royal, Spring Hill area. And then if you want to go to Publix, it's a little bit further. It's up on Main Street in Spring Hill. It takes a little bit longer to get there, 20 minutes or so to get to Publix. But I will let you know that they are in the process of building out this whole area. There's going to be a Publix grocery store in this area here. Let me close that out. There's a Publix. It's not letting me draw on here. Okay, well, it won't let me draw here. But Publix grocery store is going to be in this shopping center here. Let me kind of show you where that's going to be. It's actually going to be a little bit closer. The Kroger I just told you about is right up here. That's the Kroger. This is a new shopping center area, kind of multi-use area. It's going to go in right here over the next year or so. So you will have an opportunity to have a Publix grocery store a little bit closer here. On the other direction, going towards Columbia, you can see that the downtown Columbia area is just 15 minutes away. Basically, this is where Bear Creek is sitting. This is, well, that didn't help, did it? Let's get this out of the way. This is where Bear Creek is sitting. And then you see just straight out Bear Creek Parkway and then down Highway 31. It's going to take you right to the downtown area. It's a cool area, lots of bars and candy shops and ice cream shops and just a downtown. It's a downtown square and it's really neat old type courthouse square. And there's lots to do. Great coffee shops down there. Definitely something you're going to want to check out in the Columbia area. And then next to that, like I told you, there's another Kroger. It's pretty close too. It's only about 13 minutes. Pretty similar in distance to the Kroger that's up in Spring Hill up here. But this one's over in Columbia. If you'd rather go that direction, definitely an option for you for a grocery store. And then this is where Walmart and Lowe's and items like that are here in Columbia. So you just jump on Bear Creek Parkway, take the bypass kind of around Columbia and to the south side of Columbia. And this is where you're going to see Walmart here. There's a Chick-fil-A there. There's Lowe's, Home Improvement, places like that. A couple of other things you're going to want to take note of. There are lots of things to do around the Columbia area, not just Columbia, but Murray County, which is the county Columbia's in, and also Spring Hill, which is also partially in Murray County. There are all kinds of really cool museums and things like that. There's President Polk. one of our previous presidents. He has a childhood home here. There are a lot of antebellum homes, which are the old Southern style colonial homes. There's quite a few of those. A lot of those were destroyed in the Civil War, but there are still some that have been restored, and lots of great history in the area here, right around Columbia and Spring Hill. You can want to check those out. You can. There are lots of parks and outdoor activities to do. And here, let me show you this real quick. I'm going to pull this back in here. Let me go. There you go. As you can see, this is called the Duck River. This river is winding all through Columbia, as you can see, all through there. This river has the ability to canoe, kayak, raft. You can get on tubes. There's places throughout down river that you can rent tubes, and they'll take you and drop you off, and you can just kind of float for the day. Pretty fun to do that. If you're want to get out, you just bring your canoe or your kayak if you have them, or you can rent them, or tubes, and just kind of float down the river, have a nice day, kind of chilling on the river, looking at the scenery. So that's an option. There's a lot of opportunity there. And like I said, there's plenty of parks around town. And then this is a good example of some of the historic houses I was telling you about. This is Athenaeum, Ripa Villa Plantation, and then Elm Springs, Rattle and Snaps just out of town. Also, that's another antebellum home. You can see beautiful homes. They've been restored, and you can take a look at all of those. So as you can see, there's a lot of really unique things to do. If you're wanting to do things like kids activities, Sky Zone and things like that, Franklin has some of those items. Sky Zone's the trampoline type park. There's a couple of different trampoline parks. There's Soar, which is, I guess, got a rappelling piece to it. It's got big, huge apparatus you harness in, and you kind of walk through and walk across swinging bridges and things like that. That's up in Franklin. And then there's all kinds of things to do in Nashville. We could show you Opry Mills, and Opryland. Opryland Hotel has an indoor water park called Sound Waves. That's another great place you could go. That's probably about more like an hour from Columbia, from Bear Creek. And there's plenty of things to do if you're wanting to get out and get in the area. There's two big, huge lakes. If you like to fish, you can fish on the rivers. You can fish in the lakes. There's also a Nashville beach that has its whole water park right on the lake. There are so many different opportunities to have family fun, rent boats, do things like that. If that's something you are interested in, you want to check out more information about Bear Creek and the Bear Creek property that Dries is building currently, feel free to click down below. You can see in the description that there's lots of information. Reach out to us so that we can get you connected and get you plugged in so you can see if this is a place where you can live, work, and play. We'll see you next video.